cover of night. People are drowning in a sea of lights.
The devil's holding your life on the line. Angels are calling, praying for time.
Something's gotta give, something's got to break. Before it's too late, before it's too late. After the sun goes down.
Golan-Globus, I know what you're thinking. We've already been teasing, titillating, getting you aroused, getting you wet. And here we are on a beautiful Sunday morning. We're here for that afternoon delight.
We're here after the sun goes down.
Just said it was the afternoon delight, and now it's the
I hate afternoon
Are
delight.
you just covering all time?
Yes,
We're covering all time.
Every part of the day is for fucking, Griff.
Yes.
Except for afternoon. I hate that song, Afternoon Delight.
Well, it's an awful song.
It's an awful song because it brings up images of hippies fucking, like hairy, greasy hippies fucking.
Fuck that.
I don't like that.
You
I
want to
hate
be a
hippies.
clean fuck. And then after you're done fucking, you want to get into the fucking shower and clean off.
Right. Get that funk off your dick.
You got to get the funk off.
Griff, question. How can a show as awful as Baywatch produce one of the greatest spin-offs of all time, Baywatch Nights?
I don't even know. And before we get into it, I shouldn't even be here. I'm supposed to be playing D&D with my friends down in Chelsea, Michigan. And here we are, but it's okay.
Wow. I guess I'm not your friend.
Of course you're my friend. Well, we have to keep our friendship so far apart because friends don't make the best business partners. And of course, we have the most fluent business. And you're going to learn about a new business venture come Wednesday.
Yeah, we're taking investors.
We are taking investors, but you'll have to wait till Wednesday to hear about it.
That's called a teaser in the biz.
That's
the
right.
podcast biz, it's called a hot tease.
That's right. And so it just so happens, I talked about how my car broke down, and here we are. I can't get out to Chelsea, Michigan to play G&D. And so Murray says, well, I know a certain thing we could do. Maybe record a Tippy-Tap for the fine folks.
Yeah, I last week I said you're not getting any Tippy-Taps because, oh my God, you know how draining, not only of our juices, but of our minds.
Right.
Sex Thriller month has been, and we're only halfway through it, and we're already just drained.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot that today, as you're listening, it's the resurrection of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
We're going to give you somebody completely different.
Yeah, we're going to give you the other option.
The Antichrist.
Yes.
And who would be the Antichrist of one little Golan-Globus theater? Wow, Murray, you just happen to be wearing his face right now on your shirt.
Yeah, I'm wearing it in honor of our friend Phil DeGlass, who got us these shirts.
Thank you, Phil.
Robert Ginty.
Whoa.
If we can't turn you on with Robert Ginty, all is lost because apparently we're not doing our side of the bargain. People are bitching, they're moaning, but not in the good moaning.
Not in the good moan.
The bad moaning about us not being sexy enough. So I said, first thing I think is Hasselhoff when I think about sex appeal, and then next thing I think is Baywatch Nights.
Yeah,
because it's the greatest show ever put on TV.
Yeah.
For people who are new to us, you sex fiends people that just started listening to us because you wanted to hear us talk about sex, let me tell you what Baywatch Nights is. Because a lot of people don't know. Paul London, a man of the world, a man who's traveled the world.
Yeah.
Man's been to Japan, Griff. Never even knew Baywatch Nights existed.
Yeah, he's watched every Baywatch episode just in case Lauren Evans showed up.
Yeah.
And he did in one episode, and we covered it.
Yeah. Go check that out. Baywatch Nights, okay, Mitch Buchanan, the character played by the great David Hasselhoff, saving lives during the day is not enough for him. After the sun goes down, as the theme song told us, he is a private detective. And in season 1, which we're covering,
This is our first.
We've never covered season 1. Season 2 is our jam.
Yeah,
and I looked it up.
3-episode, 8th Seal, which was about a demonic
I think
child.
we've done 4.
Oh, maybe. We did Zargatha, of course.
Yeah, we did the Frozen Viking.
Yes, Frozen Viking.
I swear we did another kind of demonic episode.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know.
I just know the demon girl.
Well, yeah, let me explain. Mitch Buchanan is a private detective, and he solves crimes. And then they realized by season 2 rolled around, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Paranormal crimes.
Right.
So they totally changed, and I don't know how you can improve it, but they improved the premise of Baywatch Nights season 1, season 2. I looked up, I said, I got to have these I can't trust the internet with this. I have to have hard copies of this. I looked it up. As they have to have a DVD set of Baywatch Nights. They don't, Griff.
Of course they don't.
Europe, they do. They get it in Europe.
Well, yeah. The copy we have on YouTube is from Europe.
Yes.
Yeah.
They get it. Why isn't that? We make things happen, Griff. I want Baywatch Nights.
Vinegar Syndrome will hear this because we have a direct line to them.
Yes.
They are the ones who put
They're
out
going to be
the
supplying
Ketevan.
our porn that you'll hear about Wednesday.
Guys, you'll hear about it. Of course, they'll have to use it on vintage equipment and everything.
Of course.
You'll hear about it. So just keep your ears awaiting. This is our S&M. Me and Murray talk about in next episode how we're not really big into the S&M scene.
Not my thing.
It's not our thing in the bedroom. No. Yet, here we are before we pleasure the people with a great movie like 8mm.
Yeah.
And we're giving them Ginty. We're
not talking about Ginty's penis when we said 8mm.
Yeah, that's true. So we are torturing them before we pleasure them.
Well, look, Jesus suffered. Ergo, you need to suffer.
That's right. So
Okay.
you will be born anew after listening to our episode.
There will be two people, the person you are now and the person you used to be.
That's right.
And we want the person you are now.
And I can't wait to hear you guys tell us about the person you were. And
no, I don't care about the person you were. I want to know the person you're going to be.
Right. I imagine they're going to say, I used to be this type of person. Now I'm this person. You know? That's going to be, I can't wait to hear that.
Like, I used to be a guy who complained about the movies you cover for Sex Thriller Month. And now I'm a guy who appreciates them for the genius that they are.
I can see the YouTube comments already. Where's the fucking episode? It's going to turn into, my God, you guys did a great job, and I Googled it and found it.
Well, that would infuriate me more because all episodes of Baywatch Tonight are available on YouTube. So if someone yelled at us on YouTube, how about typing in Baywatch Nights? That's where the episode is,
or
you fuck.
Baywatch Nights, the episode name, or the season episode number. Million different ways. Easy as fuck to find. If we get that, I will murder people.
Look. Ginty is trash. We all know that. He's miscast in everything except this episode. This just shows the genius of David Hasselhoff. He figured out the way to make Ginty work.
That's right.
Why? Ginty is playing the role he was born to play. Steve the Scrotum Sax, sex phone operator.
I wish Murray were making that name up.
No, I'm not.
It's on his business cards that we see Mitch frustrate over. There's a clue in here somewhere. No. SS Ventures. It's right in the fucking name.
Steve the Scrotum Sack. Perfect. He was born to play this character. Sleazy, greasy, jowly, howly.
The jowls are out of control. He's chewing Twizzlers and they're just falling out of his mouth.
God, it was just why the close-ups of the mouth? I don't know.
Carl Weathers did not direct this.
No,
we have seen some. We do need to mention season 2. You said paranormal. Baywatch Nights goes paranormal. Yeah. First season, apparently David Hasselhoff is a big fan of Renegade.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You heard that Outlaw Renegade theme song we opened with
the harmonica breakdowns and everything.
Yeah.
He's doing Renegade. Trying to. And he does voiceovers and
it's Renegade meets Magnum. Yeah. I know I can already. I feel the hatred coming off our weapons master, Jack Baudelaire.
Oh, my God.
This.
There's not a lot of weapons in this series, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, Jack, let it slide. We realize Hasselhoff is no Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
But he's trying to channel some Magnum energy. I believe he even drives a Ferrari.
He does.
A red Ferrari in this, at least this episode. And he's doing voiceovers, which we know that's the realm of Magnum.
We might pipe in a voiceover, especially when he gets into the physics world.
Yeah, when he talks,
because that's definitely Mitch's world, talking physics. And then what was the other thing I wanted to get? I don't remember. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we'll figure it out.
Okay, well, this episode had a great title, 976 Ways to Say I Love You. We're going back to the 90s when 976 phone lines were a thing.
Right.
I remember back in the day, I touch on it more on our next episode. My buddy Larry worked in an adult bookstore. You'd see the mags. Half of the magazine would be phone sex lines.
Interesting. Did you ever, for a prank, for fun?
No, I was never interested in that. No.
Not even for like, I mean, I know
Well,
you didn't.
first of all, it costs money.
Yeah.
A lot of money for those.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I think they were. Well, Mitch says $2 a minute, and even now, that's too much for me.
Yeah, it's $8
Let
a
alone
minute.
1996 or whenever this episode
96,
came
yeah.
out. So no, I didn't fuck with those.
Okay.
I'm a more visual guy. Show me something.
You definitely don't like having anything blown into your ear.
No.
We learned that about Murray.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Blowing in someone's ears, is that even a thing?
ASMR is a thing for a reason.
Well, I don't like ASMR. We
It's
learned
just
from our
supposed to be.
Octagon episode.
Yeah.
Check that one out.
It's not sexual ASMR. It just gives you the brain tingles, the spine
But
tingles.
what is that even? I don't even understand that.
It's a thing. Like, it definitely, like, when you hear that
don't
soothing.
understand
Please stop. Please stop.
See?
Well, it doesn't help when you're staring into my soul when you're doing it. That doesn't help.
It's the only way I know how to stare Jeff. Into the soul. The eyes are the doorway to the soul.
That's right. And so, of course, 1996, as you mentioned.
Something like that. I don't know the exact year, but
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's like in the mid 90s. But you're right. This is the age of phone sex is super perverted, and everybody is outraged by it, and Tim included.
not by this episode. It's not perverted at all. It's boring in a way. I'd be like, really?
Well, no,
You're gonna eat me up like with a spoon? What does that mean? What?
You can go to where was I? I was in Dallas, Texas, and a guy was just handing me
Dallas Connection.
Dallas Connection.
You were making a Dallas Connection.
There was a guy with the giant crucifix telling us Jesus is going to cure us of our sins or whatever, and next to him was a guy handing out little porno slips. You know, call this girl, that
Candy?
kind of thing.
Was it a standard candy?
It was standard candy, yeah. And
Teenage nurse.
that's the kind of shit you get on street level now, as opposed to here where you have to buy the fucking mags to find the fucking numbers.
Well, yeah, you
call
had
the
to. This is why I don't.
Gotta work for it.
I don't understand why kids aren't getting laid now. It's never been more easier. Like you really had to work for it. Maybe that's why it is. The kids take it for granted now. They're like, I can see whatever I want to see now, so I don't need to get laid.
I mean, that's one thing that people throw out there.
You had to work. You had to earn it, Griff.
You had to earn it. I don't know. Just, people seem to suck now. Everybody.
Except for our show.
Except for our show.
Theater. All right. We're going to get into this episode. 976 Ways to Say I Love You. We start out with that Outlaw Renegade theme.
And then we cut over to Mitch and Garner, his partner, who's not in the second season.
Yeah, they did a total revamp in season 2. I think Ryan did make the transition, but Garner did not. His black former cop friend. Also, we don't... the singer Lou Rawls apparently is a guy bankrolling Mitch. We don't see him in this episode, but I believe he shows up. And he did sing the opening song.
Oh, so Mitch is being bankrolled.
I believe so.
A la Robert Masters III.
I'm seriously just pulling this out of my ass. I don't know. But I'm
okay.
assuming, why is Lou Rawls involved with this show?
Good call.
But yes, they're on a stakeout, as PIs do.
And they're on like a fucking back route road. It's farm
An
town.
asparagus farm.
Yeah, asparagus farm. And those
Asparagus, as Popeye would
those
say.
asparagus are
Make your pee smell.
they're tall at this time of year. You know, these things are fucking eclipsing 9.5
Elephant's
feet.
eye.
Elephant's eye? I've never heard that one.
It's from the song Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Corn grows high as an elephant's eye, I believe.
And the 4th of July.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're on a stakeout. There's a big meet coming, a monkey hustle, if you will, is going to happen.
There's a lot of monkey hustling happening in
Probably,
this episode.
since nobody listened to that episode, you probably have no idea what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
go
but-
listen to that episode.
Yeah.
Fuck you. This is a tippy-tap. We keep it short.
Right. This guy, he's got a lot of contraband. Contraband Laserdisc players is what he's selling,
That's right.
which was huge in the 90s. Oh, my God. Pablo Escobar, he didn't sell cocaine. He wrapped Laserdiscs with cocaine.
Yeah, exactly.
Because people wanted Laserdiscs so badly, even in the 90s.
Yeah. It's fucking customs. They would take the cocaine and throw it away or burn it up or take it to a cool police party or whatever, and the Laserdisc would go to Pablo Escobar.
So he pulls a monkey hustle. He pulls up to this ramshackle gas station, I think it was.
He, random guy. He's a nerd.
Some nerd geek.
Geek.
Goes to drain the vein in the sluts room.
Meanwhile, our detectives, our PIs rather, are sitting out on a stakeout in the middle of the farm.
Got that KFC right next to him.
Mitch's got the binoculars up to his face, and he's reaching in and pulls out a rib bone and starts gnawing on it.
He pulls out a drumstick bone.
Was it a
It's
drumstick?
KFC, Griff.
Well, Murray, if you look closely, it was a rib bone.
I don't believe you're right. I believe that was a drumstick bone. 'Cause,
Okay.
Once again, it's KFC. I don't believe KFC sells Kentucky Fried Ribs.
I'm sorry, but David Hasselhoff has next level jokes.
Check the tape, everybody. It's on YouTube. 976 Ways to Say I Love You. Then tell Griff he's wrong. And he goes to not, and it's a great joke. It's like, I already ate this. We've been doing this so long. I already ate this.
That's right.
Finger licking good
Delicious
food.
chicken.
And of course, he didn't want to have the black guy go for the fried chicken because we know even '96 we were learning, we were evolving by then.
Yeah, we didn't understand that everybody loves fried chicken.
Everybody does.
Everybody loves fried chicken.
Who seriously? Have you ever met anyone who hates fried chicken? If you did,
Aside
you'd
from
slap
people who
them?
gave up meat and everything.
Yeah, well, I can see for ethical reasons, but taste reasons. What
Right,
the fuck's
except
wrong
for
with you?
taste fucking reasons. No, you eat the fried
7
chicken.
special little herbs and spices.
It's
whatever
so.
it
I mean,
is.
I wouldn't say KFC's the best.
It's all right.
but I
like
would eat it.
Yeah.
If it was there, I would eat it. And so as we watch the nerd get in, he pulls up with his car, and there's a couple like truckers, and we're in the middle of nowhere. And you see one guy working on a semi. So nerd pulls up, opens his trunk, and then walks into the Menzo bathroom.
Yeah. And then these guys start pawing through literally Barbie boomboxes, like $10 Barbie pink boomboxes.
In blister packs and like it's the cheapest shit. And Mitch with his binoculars, holy fuck!
We got 'em.
$1,000, $800, $9,000 right there.
And just as they're about to go
Do
in,
you hear something?
no, somebody's getting crop dusted. Yeah, they get some fucking giant cloud of poisonous gas just goes over them, and it's all right. They just turn white.
They pull
They're
their
dusty.
binoculars down and they just have two little
Yeah, I thought that
circles.
was white face is kind of offensive to me.
Well,
As
yeah,
a
I'm
white
sorry.
man, a person, I found that offensive. White face.
I'm sorry. So they head back to the office, and again, you said it. This is like Renegade. This is like Magnum. You get a little voiceover. I always knew it was going to be hard to get into the PI business. And so I read a book, and it told me when things get tough, dust yourself off. Crop duster. Great joke. That's what I'm talking about. Just dust yourself off and keep moving forward.
So they're back at the office. It's Garner, Mitch, and Ryan, our female lead.
Who's even in season 2.
He made the cut, and they're worried. They're like, "Man, we need to get a case. We are broke." And just as they say that, a lovely young woman named Abby Nichols rolls in. Addie, you're right.
With Ds.
Addie Nichols. Did you say she had double D's? I didn't notice that.
She definitely didn't have double.
And she needs help. And Garner immediately with the hazelnut decaf.
Yes.
Way to a woman's heart.
Oh my
decaf.
God. And he's doing the long pour.
I want to point out he's wearing a baseball cap with the brim flipped up, suicidal tendency style, and it enraged me.
It's okay.
I don't
get it.
like any of the headwear Garner has in this movie and at this show, and he has a lot.
He does not look confident, comfortable in any of it. I would get it if it was just a dispute between like agree to disagree. No, everything he's wearing goes against him.
So they go, "Lovely young lady, why are you here? Why do you need us?" And she says, "Well, my boss, Francis it's not O'Reilly, it's not Bob O'Reilly, it's Francis Cicerelli."
Well, no, the IMDb says Francis O'Reilly, and what I heard was Fran Cicerelli.
It is. It's Francis Cicerelli.
Okay, IMDb is wrong.
God, that's why they fucked it up. It's Francis Cicerelli, not Francis O'Reilly.
I mean, I can IMDb it right
No,
now.
I believe you, but they're so stupid. Like they read it, they heard it as Francis O'Reilly instead of Francis Cicerelli.
That's what they were saying, right?
They were saying Francis Cicerelli.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what I kept hearing, and I was so annoyed when I went to IMDb and it said Francis O'Reilly. I was like,
Right.
what?
They heard it wrong.
Yeah, yeah. So
She owes her $2,000, which even now is a lot of money to me. Because she's like, I know it's not that much money. I'm like, fuck yeah, it is. I'd kill a motherfucker if you owe me $2,000 and didn't pay
For
me.
clarity, Fran owes Addie the $2,000.
Because Addie is working as a phone sex operator. And, well, she was like, those 976 numbers? And then Mitch is me like, yeah, phone sex? Suck your toes?
Yeah.
Eat your dick?
Blow in my ear?
$2 a minute? Everyone looks at him like, how do you know? I saw the ads.
I was working a case late one night, and the ad just kind of came up on TV.
And then he's like, don't kink shame me. And so she's like, yeah, she's been working for this woman.
I've been talking to her, and she finally agreed.
And they didn't believe her. They're like, no fucking way could a sweet little innocent Midwestern girl like you be doing phone sex. She goes, oh, yeah? Well, let me show you.
She's got a little jean jacket with like a tank top on and everything, and so she unbuttons the jean jacket, and we see no fucking cleavage, nothing. It's very nothing.
I felt so bad for this actress.
Oh, no.
I thought if Hasselhoff said you have to suck my dick for this part, I go, she got off better than what she had to do right now.
Guys, there's going to be a little bit of audio, not of Addie, because Addie does a good job here, but of another character, one of our main characters, later doing her sex phone.
With her, she does have that husky voice.
She's got a great voice.
Well,
She could
I don't
have
know if
leaned
it's
into
great,
it.
but
I would say she does. She could have leaned into that. No, she went a different direction. You'll hear that later. But what you will hear right now is Griff doing an impersonation. Hello. Oh, what's that you're wearing? Oh, my goodness. Let me tell you what I'm wearing. Yeah. That's right. I am blowing in your ear. And I'm wearing a brassiere, which rhymes with ear.
And then she goes, I was also on a soap opera and Carson's Nightmare.
A scene.
And then Garner's like, oh, yeah, I remember you from that. You've seen that? Well, I was on a stakeout.
Everybody is just like putting themselves out there and getting knocked down. No one's accepting of their friends here, apparently.
It's banter.
It's banter. It's good banter.
So
too.
Addie also says, well, here's the deal. My boyfriend, he's tired of me whoring my voice out. He wants me to quit this. This is beneath me. This is what sluts do.
He makes $10 a week. I make $20 an hour, and he's telling me I'm in the wrong. He keeps telling me that he controls my voice and that
your voice belongs to me, woman.
That's right. You hum my favorite tune into my dick every night.
But here's the thing. I can't, because they're like, well, all right, $50 an hour. I can't afford that. I thought you just took a commission off I'd give you 15% of the $2,000. And they're like, oh, we need to have a meeting.
They literally do the old shtick where they say, don't listen.
I'm literally farther away from Griff than they were from her when they do their meeting.
Powwow.
And they're just talking, and she's no selling it. She's like, I can't hear what you're saying. And
right,
they're like,
it's a comedy bit.
And they're like, we got to do this. We need the money. And then they decide, you know what? We're going to help you. Even though we usually don't do this, we'll help you. We'll take 15% commission off the $2,000. All right. So everything is set up. They head over to Fran's last known location.
The same place.
It's like a boiler room where they just have a bunch of girls in a room doing phone sex.
Yeah, as far as we see from the out, because we walk up, we see the front door.
It's in the scruffy part of town, as Ryan says.
Abandoned buildings that
trash everywhere.
Scaffolding,
broken glass everywhere.
People pretending to work there, but they're just exchanging boxes. Again, monkey hustle vibes here. And they walk in, they go up to the front door of Fran's office, and they're calling it. There's notes.
There's notes, post-it notes everywhere. Fran, where the fuck are you? You bitch, where's our money? There's a fucking fist print in the middle of the door.
And we've got 3 different PIs working against each other. They're not working together.
More like PUs.
Yeah, more like PUs. Because Fran's trying to call and listen to hear if the phone rings.
Ryan is trying to call.
Excuse me, thank you. Ryan is trying to call and listen into Fran's office
because they keep getting an answering machine.
Yeah, and they're trying to listen to hear if the phone rings in the door. And then you've got Mitch and Garner who are trying to man up on her and be like, let's read all the fucking notes out loud as you're trying to call. And she's shushing them and it's not working. And then finally Ryan goes, did anybody notice the fucking gash in the door here from somebody clearly punching it?
I think there's some blood. I'm going to take a sample. So while she takes a sample...
Yeah, Mitch and Garner are like, who the fuck cares about that? Let's go down the hall.
That's nerd shit. They're gut guys. They're not brain guys.
Right. And their gut told them to go around the corner.
where SS Communications offices are available.
SS Ventures.
Ventures, which stands for Steve Scrotum's X.
Yeah.
And we see a goon reading a comic, DJ Doom. And that could, I mean, this was the 90s comic boom. There probably could have been a comic book called DJ Doom.
It's very
probably
possible.
sold 100,000 fucking copies. That's how crazy it got back in the 90s.
That is
and he's just a goon reading it, and they're like, "Hey, excuse me, who does this belong to? It's none of your business." And then
Who? Because they start knocking.
the door opens.
Because they're obnoxious. Before we even see a jowl, we see Nancy Cartwright.
Oh, that's right. The voice of Bart Simpson and Scientologist.
That's right.
Nancy Cartwright.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can I help you? Don't have a cow, man." Or cowabunga, whatever the fuck Bart says. And then the jowls. The jowls.
Right behind.
All of a sudden, I'm fucking Marlon Brando in fucking Apocalypse Now. The jowls. The jowls. It's Ginty. Perfectly cast. Slime ball. Got his baggy 90s suit on. Got his baggy jowls flapping.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Do you know a Fran Sis O'Reilly Cicerelli?
Never heard of her.
And they take no for an answer, and they go back outside.
We're going to leave you our phone number, Mr. Sack. Give us a call if you hear.
Yakety sack, don't talk back.
Or do talk back?
And
They want information.
Well, they don't want his sass. That's what I'm saying. Don't
Oh,
talk
okay.
back.
Because he is sassing.
Oh, yeah.
But maybe it's just his face. Maybe Ginty has the disorder where always. Maybe we got him wrong.
No.
No, we don't.
No.
No, he fucked his
No.
sister in a movie.
Yeah, he's awful.
He started the porn
He
craze of
wanted
fucking
to
your
fuck
sister.
his sister in a movie. His sister had the decency to say, "No, that's disgusting."
Yeah, that's true. But then he had he paid.
By the
for
way,
it.
we're talking about White Heat, the greatest.
White Heat, White Fire.
White Fire.
It's White Fire.
Heat is a Black Flag song. White Fire. Look into that. We
Yeah.
did that episode as well.
Yeah. The one sentence pitch pays to have another woman get surgery to look like his sister and then
So
fucks
we
her.
can fuck her.
Yeah.
And we're back to Mitch and Garner. They forgot about Ryan. They're just going to the car to leave. They're like, let's go to a fucking.
Well, remember, Ryan was busy getting evidence.
Yeah.
Doing detective work. And they were like, we're just going to go fucking talk to anybody who's around. So they're leaving. They go back to the car and they're like, we told Ryan.
How are we leaving this out? Hasselhoff is wearing the baggiest leather jacket with a gigantic Adidas on the back and this horrible patch that says Adidas on the breast.
It looks like it was
pocket.
printed on toilet paper.
It
And-
looks like Gloria's underwear from Body Double. Check that out if you haven't. Plastered on his chest and then Adidas scrawled in marker.
It's awful. I'm pretty sure he wore the baggy jacket in every Baywatch Nights.
I believe
Because this
so.
sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he definitely wore it in at least some of the episodes.
Right. We actually watched this when we first learned about Baywatch Nights and Robert Ginty. We did the Robert Ginty.
Yes.
That was like the 8th seal or whatever one.
He's done double duty.
Yeah.
That was the other episode.
So we
there
have
was the
done
one where the
4.
girl
This
gets
is-
possessed, and there's the one where Ginty's ghost.
Yes. This is the 5th Baywatch Nights because this show is fascinating.
Yes.
You gotta watch, especially season 2. Watch it.
Especially after the sun goes down.
So we head down
So
to
they're
that
like,
car.
where's Ryan?
We told her, you're a woman. Go wait in the car for the men to do the work.
She's doing her own work. She's up on a scaffolding, looking into that office they were trying to get into,
She's calling it again.
staring at that answering machine, and it's not picking up.
Not picking up
but
at
it
all.
is picking up on the receiver.
Right. And so Mitch shows up and he's just like, what are you doing? Get down here. And as he's saying that, his Spidey sense, his Mitchy sense goes off.
Yeah, there's a truck, a construction truck filled with Monkey Hustle cardboard boxes.
Just
and
empty
two
boxes.
construction workers just chilling on the tailgate.
Right. Scaffolding just erected for no reason,
Right.
apparently.
Yeah, and then a truck comes barreling toward them. Garner and Mitch bail out. The construction guys just chill. They don't care. They just stay in their truck.
A Bronco.
Bronco hit the most violent of all cars.
Exactly.
Hits the scaffolding. It goes crashing.
It just so happens that Ryan has a rope nearby.
There's a pulley system because they were like pulling shit up to the top of the scaffold.
Oh my God! So she's the counterweight to
Yes.
this whatever they put in the basket on the other side.
It's vibranium.
Apparently,
And it weighs a metric ton.
it has to.
Yet somehow she's balancing on it.
Exactly.
And she's like, Mitch, with her fucking husky voice.
So Gardner chases after the Bronco to get a license plate.
Yeah.
And we
Mitch has got to jump right into action.
Mitch jumps into action, starts scaling a gate, which of course we see that it's the same body double in the Baywatch episode we did.
No, that was not a body. That was fucking Hoff.
You think that was
I don't
Hoff?
think I know. He
You
looked
know?
right in the camera. Now, when he gets on the fire escape, maybe that's
Okay.
But I couldn't help but I was staring at his black shoes with his white tube socks.
I hated that too.
Yeah.
And as he's doing this, he's doing another voiceover, and he's explaining to the audience, I have to be in business with a strong, independent woman and a proud black man, and they get me in trouble way too much.
But he comes to the rescue. He uses himself as a counterweight. He jumps on with her, so they slide down.
Right. Now she maybe weighs 120. Mitch, 6'8",
270.
270, perfect scalp, perfect fucking hair. Yeah. They barely counterweight. Like, they're
struggling to hold this vibranium up.
Yeah, exactly.
Cut to
It's
commercial.
ridiculous.
We're back. We're at Addie's place. Or is it her place? No, because she is house sitting. Because her and her boyfriend are broke. Her boyfriend, Darren, is working on his dirt bike.
Don't forget about the best actor in this episode, the dog.
The dog was great.
A dog runs up, welcomes Mitch.
It did make me laugh. Later in the episode, as dogs will do, he just walks into the actress and she's got to like push him away.
It was really good.
But it's like a golden retriever. Great. And so, yeah, we meet Addie and her possessive, controlling boyfriend, Darren. He's such a Darren. Just like Darren from Bewitched, always telling their women what to do.
I know. And it doesn't help. And I know 90s had a phase with the goatee. But you show me a man with a goatee and I'm immediately like, I fucking hate that man. I'll say that.
Yeah. He's working on his dirt bike. Another reason to hate this guy.
Yeah, for real. And he's bragging about it. Yeah, I work dirt bike 3 to 5 days a week.
And even though they are surviving off of Addie's income from the phone sex line, he has to tear that job down any chance he gets. Only whores talk on phone sex lines.
That's right.
That's why my Addie, I don't want her doing that. I want her to become the actress she was born to be.
So you're like, oh, okay, he's very strong, but he's also he's pushing her really hard to be a great actor. So you're like,
he wants to live off of her, but in his terms. By
right.
his terms.
Yeah. So it's like he's a shit, but he's kind of pushing her in the right direction. I don't know. You're confused by this. The goatee is really throwing me off.
She was making $20 an hour in 1996.
That's
He
incredible.
needs to shut the fuck. And you know it was under the table.
Right. But he still wants to brag about all the money. And so Mitch
He's gonna make on his dirt bike dream.
Mitch shakes his hand, and it's all covered in oil and everything. But Mitch is cool with it. He's a man. He's like,
Right,
no
he's a
big
man's
deal.
man, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, my leather jacket doesn't know anything but oil. So just rubs it off on there. And he's talking, what kind of bike you got here? How many cc's? Is that a fucking hog you got in that engine? And the guy's like, man, I race 3 to 5 times a month, and I bring home money. Real money. Like $100.
It's the duck's guts.
Oh, thank you, Murray. God, what was that from?
Mad Max.
Mad Max. The duck's goose. Oh, goose.
So yeah, he's just bragging. But of course, I gotta reinvest into my products. So I'm always buying shit to fix my car.
The
my
tranny's
bike.
broke again.
And yeah, he's like, Mitch is like, yeah, I understand. Whatever.
I get exactly what you mean.
All right, so he's getting nowhere with Addie and Darren. So what's Garner up to? Well, he's talking to a familiar face we all know and love. You ever seen a Police Academy movie?
Okay, I'm going to do my impression, then you do yours. Boop, 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 beep.
Beep, 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 beep. It's Michael Winslow, or as you know him, the black guy from Police Academy.
Damn right.
Most people call me the white guy, the white version of the black guy.
That's right. I mean, as soon as they heard it, they were
Yeah.
like, wait, Tim is Michael Winslow?
I am not. That's how great I am. He is playing a character who's not a regular. We maybe
thought he was
Thought
in the
maybe
first
no. He
season,
only
yeah.
did one episode, but
Yeah.
he's shown so highly in this episode.
He's
He's an
a-
ex-con that Garner, who we said was an ex-cop, and now he's a PI.
Right.
Got him out of some trouble, but now he owes him a favor.
That's right. And he hooked him up with a job and a career. Not
Yeah.
just any job, a career.
Working for the phone company.
Right. And so he's like, I'm going to need you to go ahead and help me trace this call back because we're working this super serious case. And they're bickering over like, well, I'm not sure that's legal. But, they eventually do it.
Yeah, Garner's like, I don't care. I'm an ex-cop. I can do whatever I want.
Right. My hands are tied.
I'll put you out. You'll go back to jail. And he's like, all right, whatever you want. So this is what we learned because we keep calling her office and it's never picking up. What is going on? Well,
You guys, you're going to look. I'm sorry, Mary. We know our fans are true crime. They've been waiting for us to do our true crime month. I swear to God, it's never going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen.
We never know how to do that kind of shit.
Well, first of all, you're ghouls if you like true crime to begin with.
There you go.
I hope someone you love dies and someone makes a podcast about it. That's all I'm saying.
We're getting into the first season of serial content here because Michael Whistler is tasked with calling this number with the. I guess it's supposed to be like he can trace anything.
Sure.
It's supposed to be he works for the phone company, so he has the computer system.
I think he throws out the hypothesis that there is a thing where you can connect your phone line, your home line,
Forwarding.
and your office line to another mobile phone.
Yeah, no, it's 100% accurate.
Yeah.
But what we don't see Michael do, we see him.
Are those trackers accurate?
He has trackers.
Those trackers they had where it was like, boop,
Oh my
boop.
God, no. There's probably something like that, but no. And so 1996, we're talking early
Yeah.
cell phones.
Only
Think about this.
Seinfeld had a cell phone at this time.
I made a joke about it. Serial, the first season with Adnan and the cell phone tower pings. That's the territory we're getting into. So Michael Winslow calls the number he gives her, Garner gives him, and without even looking at his fucking monitor, the computer system he has, he's looking straight forward, listens to it, hears the voicemail, and goes, no, this is getting diverted 2 different ways into a mobile phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have a tracker, but I can only get you within a few hundred feet. You're on your own.
Yeah, you know about 5G towers,
Well, no,
right?
yeah, he could find out what the tower was, but then he had to give you a tracker
Yeah.
to go from there.
I can get you to within 100 feet of the cell phone tower they used.
Yeah.
And oh my God, it gets even better because then we go to a commercial break and we come back to Ryan and Garner in the middle of like a fucking weird place.
A very scruffy part of town, as
Right.
Ryan said.
Right. And Garner goes, I wouldn't find a woman like you around here. She's like, I don't take offense to that.
Points up, he's like, well, let me mansplain cell phone towers for you, little lady. And he points up, say, that's the way of the future. We're going to have portable fax machines. We're going to have cell phones. You hear of cell phones? People are getting those.
People get.
And there are going to be more of those everywhere, but keep them away from schools.
Do you
'Cause the
remember when a
parents will
cell-
flip out
Do you remember when a cell phone first came into your life?
way after. I'm like 10 years after everybody when it comes to technology. I'm the
I mean, in your household, though.
we're still pretty far. I think I've had a cell phone for probably 15 years. So like late 2000s.
Wow, okay.
Because I didn't need one.
Right.
Now you have to have one. There's no
Yeah.
pay phones anywhere. There's nothing,
Right.
I was forced to get one. I don't like, I'm the Jim Cornette of the show. I don't like gadgets and all that shit. I don't give a shit.
No, I don't want
Technology, it's not my bag. So I had got one when I had to get one.
Right.
And now I can't stop. I love it. I'm just like, social media, Facebook. What's my Facebook profile?
You're just waiting for those thumbs up, those hearts.
Yeah.
He's always messaging me, Griff. I got 5 hearts.
I actually message Griff every time I get a like.
That's right.
And I get a lot of likes.
Yeah.
So
I get a lot of messages from Murray. He's on mute.
I wouldn't blame you if I did that. But yeah, he's mansplaining cell phone towers to her. It's like, that's 4G. That's where you got to stop.
Yeah.
Don't go to 5.
Never go to 5.
Brains explode.
Exactly. That's when we become anti-American. We start fighting against our own kind.
So they split up with their little tracking devices.
Yeah, they go to a zoom in because Ryan asks, well, this got us pretty close, but what are we supposed to do? Wait here all day for Francis O'Reilly to show up? Or Francis O'Reilly to show up? And he goes, oh, don't worry about that. And we do a voiceover. I was looking in as he opens like a gift box.
That was nice of Whistler to do it. It's like the thing where they cut the foam, like the shape out the foam.
Yeah. And it's like a little fucking walkie-talkie device with number readouts
There's a
on it.
flashing red bulb, so it's like beep, beep,
It's a
beep, beep.
beeper.
Yeah.
It beeps. It like the device in No Country for Old Men. It beeps at them, and then there's a number readout that never changes just to make it look more authentic. And they're following it along.
Like it's supposed to be longitude and latitude.
Maybe,
or some
yeah,
shit
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
And so we never even see Ryan use it because, well,
Yeah.
she's a
She
woman.
can't figure it out. Yeah.
And she doesn't even know about 4G towers. So,
Yeah.
of course, she can't figure it out. But Garner is a tech man. Oh, boy. And so he figures it out. He walks up. He's at like an abandoned car lot.
It's just a junkyard.
A junkyard.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah.
And then he like picks a lock. It was just chained up, but he just pulled it off.
Right.
And then he walks in, and it's just getting...
Finds a car.
He looks in the window, because he's looking in the passenger window, and he sees a laptop opened up. Oh my God. My favorite part was he's like, the future is all mobile. Cell phones, correct. Beepers, incorrect. I forget what else he said. And then he goes, oh God, wireless fax machines. That's where he got it wrong.
Yeah. Well, come on.
Yeah, no, it was a good guess.
For 1996.
It's just fun. I'm not calling him an idiot. Or
And he not only does he find a laptop open, he finds someone's lap open. Fran O'Reilly Cicerelli. Dead body. And Ryan reaches out to him. Hey, did you find her? Well, I found something that's working, and it ain't her. 3 whole. Oh yeah, he said the phone's still working after 3 whole fucking days. Yeah, that's more I can say for her. And then he just kicks her to make sure she's dead. All right, so the body goes to the ME for an autopsy. Apparently, Ryan and this Asian ME, have a thing together. They have a corned beef thing.
They have a corned beef connection.
Which is the most beautiful thing.
It's got to be. And I never thought about corned beef. That's
all I think about is corned beef.
I never really eat corned beef.
You got to on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, no, I have never done that.
Well, you're supposed to. I did. That's the last time I had corned beef.
The first time I tried to smoke a brisket, I accidentally bought a corned beef, like a seasoned packet of the beef and everything.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
I won't.
It's the saltiest.
It's got a brine on
it. It was inedible. It was awful. But yeah, she gets it in a giant gallon bucket of mayo type jar. It was
I thought it was a fetus.
It looked like
I
a
thought
fetus.
it was an 8-month fetus. I thought they were doing satanic shit.
Yeah, I thought it was a prop
No,
from...
it's just a delicious corned beef in a jar.
I thought it was a prop from the movie
Mason
Alien.
jar. Yeah. Yeah, they're corned beef buddies.
Yeah.
And he is like, hey, he's examining the body. I noticed something on the ring, some blood.
Well, clearly this person was murdered,
Strangled
choked
from behind.
from behind. But I also noticed that they have this very peculiar ring on their finger.
Well, yeah, and we also learned that this ME is really into autoerotic asphyxiation. He's like, oh, you can be choked from behind and still grab onto somebody. Because I do it all the time.
It's very sexy. You got to get the right partner, somebody who's up to your level.
So, yeah, he's like, yeah, so the blood on this ring is from the girl, Francis Riley, struggling with this guy. He probably cut this person that was strangling her.
Right. And there's only a few different spots that she could have actually struck. And that's when Mitch walks in, Garner walks in, and another black detective walks in.
Dennis was his name.
Dennis. Great name.
And I don't know. This is the first season 1 episode we saw some. We're assuming there's tension between Dennis all the time between these guys.
Right.
Like they're always horning in on his cases and solving them.
Well, they have connections with the police, though. And
of course, because Garner was a former cop.
Right. Garner was a former cop. This is...
Mitch is a lifeguard, which is practically a cop.
Practically a cop.
Yeah.
And then Ryan has connections with her corned beef boy that we just saw right here. So they have so many connections to work under the police. And the police are like, I don't care if this, Dennis, he's upset. I want your contact. I want the information. This is a serious fucking case, and we want to solve it. And they're like, they just go quiet.
We need to talk about headgear that Garner is wearing.
Okay.
Garner,
There's still plenty of time.
I thought he was wearing a baseball cap really pulled back, like backwards baseball cap.
Yeah.
No. Garner, who's like a middle-aged black man,
Yeah.
is wearing a do-rag. Or we called them wave caps back in my day.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Do-rags. And it just was odd.
It reminds me of the energy, like, I watched a lot of Reno 911 growing up. It came out when I was a teen. It was very funny to me. I still think it's pretty funny. But Jonesy would wear them.
They made a Matchbox car for the guy who wears the short shorts, his car.
Oh, yeah?
I saw that
Dangle?
literally like a day ago.
Jim Dangle.
Yeah.
They got The Rock. That was one of the best movies that The Rock's been in, was Reno 911.
I believe it.
Because The Rock has not been in many good movies.
I've yet to see a good rock movie.
Like, there's a lot of people who like Moana, and outside of that,
Well, that's a kid's movie. It's not really a rock movie.
I'm not saying it's not for us, but I'm saying that's the one he's been involved with.
So, yeah, Dennis is like, give me your contacts. You guys are amateurs. I'm the professional here. Let me know what's going on. Like, we don't give kiss and tell. We don't give up information.
Yeah, they go quiet on him. They're all fiddling with instruments and everything. Ryan's looking at her fucking alien
She's licking
jar.
her lips. Can't wait to just.
She's sipping some of the brine out of it. It's the pungent smell alone.
It's great.
And so Dennis realizes he's an audience of one, and he starts telling it, oh, you guys aren't going to fucking talk. Well, I'm going to go ahead and guess that this case involves a girl named Addie whatever
Addie
the fuck.
Nichols.
And I'm just going to go ahead.
And a guy named Steve Sachs. I know both those motherfuckers. So you're not ahead of me.
So they head outside. Ryan and Garner are over the moon.
They start talking about their love of men's literature, particularly the writing of Raymond Chandler, the character Philip Marlowe.
That's right.
And they do all like whoever. This is like some obnoxious thing. The guy who wrote the episode's a big Raymond Chandler fan, so he had to shoehorn his like fucking fan fiction into it.
That's right.
And they're talking, waxing poetic about it. Mitch barely knows how to read.
We're not used to seeing Mitch as a third wheel, and here we are.
He's literally left holding the fucking jar of corned beef.
Right. And they're just going back and forth, and he's like, yeah, I read too. And they are ignoring him. This is killing Mitch's vibe.
Right, because he's the hero in his story.
He's the universe.
Right.
He is Truman.
CJ from Baywatch comes to him for advice all the time. We learned that in our one Baywatch episode.
Oh, my God. I forgot about
so many
CJ.
callbacks. So many callbacks.
Go listen to him.
Learn to love Mr. Paul London.
So Mitch sees them off, and he's just like, bye. I guess I'll pick up the Thai food and meet you back at the office.
Have you ever had Thai food in the little Chinese
No.
food things?
I think they do. I think they actually do some of it like that because they do similar dishes.
I guess so if you have like a side thing or something.
But I've always only got it in like
always in the styrofoam thing.
Yeah.
That's such... I don't know. I can't speak for people on the West Coast, but we in the Midwest, we got Thai food in the 80s, and it was so exotic.
Oh, really?
Yes, like mid-80s.
Tell me more. I'm very fascinated by this.
Bangkok Express was the only place it had in Ferndale, lovely Ferndale, on 9 Mile.
Yeah,
Is it still there?
It's still there.
That
I'm
was
pretty
the first
sure.
one.
Nice.
And yeah, that was like, wow. 'Cause we said Chinese food. That's all you had.
Right. All we did was Chinese food.
Now it's Thai.
And we have the worst Chinese food. Like America. Just
I don't know. I'll eat it, but
I love it.
It's not traditional, right?
No, it's shit,
But it's like neither is Mexican food in America. That's not traditional either.
Oh,
But
right.
I'll eat that shit.
No, it's pretty good too.
But yeah, so no, that's all I have to say about it, Griff.
Okay.
But
I was hoping you had more history on Thai food coming to America or coming to Michigan, lower east suburbs of Detroit, Michigan, more appropriately.
no, that's all I have. But
Anyways, Mitch is left to his own devices. He's upset. He's just been fucking dunked on twice. His colleagues, his best friends, his acolytes. And so he's walking back to his car. He's like, what the fuck did I do wrong? Did I not put my coat? Is my coat on? Is my pants fall off? What's going on? And as he crosses the parking lot, he turns to his left, and entering the parking lot is that Bronco.
familiar Ford Bronco that just knocked over that scaffolding.
And the music starts getting dark and ominous. Dun 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 dun.
And who's driving that car? Old Scrotum Sack.
Hello, Mitch.
And Mitch's like, hey, I can't help but notice that damage to your car. Why didn't you file an insurance claim? I don't have enough policy for sending a message to Snoop and PIs. Yes, it was that unintelligible, people. I got the perfect Ginty impression.
We all thought, like me and Murray reflecting on, they're like, this is exactly how Assy McGee talks. And
Right.
no, Assy McGee's more legible.
Yeah. So we learned that Sachs filed a missing persons report for Fran and then lied about. Why did he lie about knowing her earlier?
To Mitch, yeah.
Yeah.
He lied to them.
And then he's like, Mitch, like, why did you lie? And in perfect Ginty tone, why not? All right, the police are trying to get a hold of Addie. She is freaking out. She's a suspect now. They need to get someone undercover into phone sex business.
Let me set the background here. We're back at headquarters.
Yeah, the
Mitch's
office,
headquarters. Yeah. Addie has come. She's distressed. She's like, the police are coming on me.
Is Darren there too? I think Darren.
No, Darren was not there.
He's not there.
Addie's
Working
like,
on his dirt bike.
they are suspecting me of this. They're pinning me.
Right.
For
We only have
Fran's
two
murder.
suspects. We learned sex and violence.
And Mitch is trying to comfort her. There's no way you could have killed Fran. She was strangled from behind. And Ryan goes, actually, you, a woman, it doesn't matter.
You'd be amazed how
Mitch.
easy it is to crush a trachea.
Exactly. Like, even these hands could do it.
These weak, frail, feminine hands.
And you look over to her two partners, Garner and Mitch, and they are like, this fucking bitch. How could she fucking emasculate us like that?
So they're like, we need to get into sex. We know Sachs did it. Obviously, this is how he's so perfectly cast. Guilty. I don't even. Where's the mystery to this episode?
No, Murray, we come into this episode and we're like, oh, Robert Ginty, guest
guilt-
starring Robert Ginty.
Guilty Ginty. They sound so. The
It's
same.
alliterative. It works.
Ginty is way Ginty says guilty.
Yeah.
Ginty.
Give guilty Ginty the guillotine.
There you go. Say that 10 times fast.
I can never say it once, so.
So yeah, and they're like, we got to get in there. How are we gonna do that? They look at Ryan.
No way.
So she's a method, Ryan is. So she's like, if I got to do this, because I'm not talking these mouth breathers, these cretins, these creeps.
Yeah, they're the worst kind of perverts in the world.
So to become the kind of woman that would actually talk to these women, she's got to Peg Bundy herself up. She gets those big ass acrylic nails put on.
we're in a very close shot of her. We don't know where she is right now.
Yeah,
We assume she's at home.
she's at the office.
You're spoiling it. We're no, it's like the shot was so close. I was like, oh, she's at home in the comfort of her own home.
It was weird they had a full-length mirror in their office. I don't know
Yeah.
what that was about. All right, so yeah, she's like,
We're good cop and bad copying all over here.
how can I do this? How can I talk to these gross, fucking greasy, mouth-breathing creeps?
She makes one attempt, and she's pretending someone calls her, and she goes, no, you fucking gross-ass honky bitch. I hate you.
This is where I don't know this woman's name. This is where she earns her pay because, oh my god, I can't even do justice to this. We're just gonna play a little.
We teased you earlier. You have to hear this too.
Yeah, and let's see if this turns you on.
Hi, this is Candy. May I help? No, that's not going to turn anybody on, especially these mouth breathers. Breath. That's key word here. Okay. Hi, this is Candy. Oh, that works. Can I help you? So, what's your name? Oh. Mitch, huh? Wow, that name just drives me wild. So, Mitch, tell me what you look like. And don't leave out any vital statistics. Oh, what's that sound? Oh, that's me wishing you were here so I could blow in your ear. Oh, Mitch. Oh, Mitch, you're so wonderful. Kiss me. Please, just kiss me. Oh, it'd be so... Oh! Hi! How long were you... I was rehearsing. Okay, so now we both know I can't cut it as one of these phone sex bimbos. I sound like Mr. Ed with asthma.
Actually, I thought you sounded kind of sexy.
Oh, yeah, go on. Really?
Really.
That's awful. And I imagine I left all the audio in there where she was like coy about. She
had to think about Mitch in order to get into the mood.
And then Mitch, not like they don't do an establishing shot of him in the office, like coming back from the bath. He appears in the frame, like he heard somebody talking about him in a sexual manner.
Yeah, somebody
and
said
manifest
Mitch
himself.
Buchanan 3 times, and he appeared and looked in the mirror, and he appeared.
He appeared, and he's there, and he just kisses Ryan on the cheek
Little
because
she asked for it.
Literally,
she asked for it.
She asked for it. He keeps audio microphones in his office just in case.
And then, like she said, she's like, "You think I can do it? I sound like Mr. Ed with asthma."
I thought it was pretty sexy.
I thought it was pretty sexy.
That's a better Mitch voice.
All right, so she's got her confidence now. She's like, I can be a whore.
That's right. Next day, she's arriving. First day at old SS Ventures.
Okay, we said Ryan's definitely method because Steve Scrotum Sack had never seen her before. Yet somehow she's like, I have to be in disguise.
She wants to go method, though.
So she's wearing a wig, and she's wearing some hoochie mama outfits, even though why would you have to wear any kind of sexy outfits when you're on a phone sex line? But she's method.
She's really trying to distance herself from Ryan. She's trying to be whatever Cindy or whatever her name is.
A standard Cindy. Because we see Nancy Cartwright comes in, and she's like, all right, what are you going to be, girl? She's the new girl. She's like, do you want to be the teenager? Why is it teenage nurse? That makes it creepier.
Right. It could be any nurse.
How can a nurse be a teenager? They got to go through school.
19. Like, you don't want a fucking teenage nurse.
They keep hammering home. Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Unless you're insisting that the hospitals keep fucking, like, that kind of staff on
And she's like, look, you're a starter, honey. You're going to be a standard candy. And she's like, what's that? She's like, because you're not ready for the hardcore S&M shit that Julie over there's doing. You're a standard candy.
So as she's starting to, like, get settled into her little cubicle, we see everybody in the background. Women are constantly, like, twirling their hair. Yeah. There's one woman bored out of her mind, sex talking, filing her nails. Everybody else is, like, pulling their shirts
their
back.
Bottom lip.
Yeah, doing all the Sally stuff from Malibu Express.
Sexy Sally, yeah.
Sexy Sally. And then we finally hear jowls. Door opens, and then you hear the jowl march.
Also, Nancy Cartwright said the calls are sometimes monitored, which totally fits what Ginty and Steve Sachs would do.
Yeah.
No private stuff. Keep it business.
Right.
So then
that's his personal collection. So he just walks out and notices her. Like, he walks right by, but turns around and looks at her. And then we see him go out the front door with the guard.
Rubbing his crotch, I will say, by the way.
You like that?
No,
is it Lex Luger style?
I didn't like that at all. I was horrified by that.
Oh, okay.
So now she's losing her nerve. She's like, I don't know if I can do this. She's talking into her, like, wire that she has.
Yeah, we're like, what the fuck is she doing? Oh, she's mic'd up, and she's talking down in the parking lot of this building, which, again, is dilapidated. There's nothing around here. So 2 guys staking out is painfully obvious.
Right.
And they're waiting all day, by the way.
Right. At least 8 hours. And she's like, because she takes a call. She's like, I'll try it. And then she's like, you sick motherfucker. What the fuck did you want me to do? Kiss you?
You're the scum of the fucking earth. If I swear to God, I'm tracing this number. I'm coming to your house, and I'm fucking slitting your throat.
And he just wanted to kiss her hand.
Kiss her hand.
That's how sick this guy is.
That's right. So you get... Mitch, hey, and then Gardner takes the radio from him. No, you got to do it like this. Oh, babe. Oh, shit.
Baby,
slow it down. Tell me again. Blow in my ear.
And then he goes, I don't know what the turkey noise. Like, what the fuck was up with that?
Hey, I don't want to know that much about Gardner's sex life, but apparently he's into some.
He's gobbler. Calls. He's a gobbler.
Gobbler.
And Mitch goes, look. Why not think about a guy that your grandmother masturbated to? Say Clark Gable. And even she's like, isn't that a little too old for me?
I hate it when Mitch, a.k.a. David Hasselhoff, said Clark Gable. He turned to the camera and winked. A little too much for me. Was he trying to say he's the modern Clark Gable?
I thought it was perfect. But
You thought it was perfect?
yeah.
You didn't like the guard touching his dick, but you liked David Hasselhoff
Well, here's
winking.
the thing. She finally gets her courage back. That Clark Gable line worked. She gets a second call, and she finally gets into it. And this is a TV first, a fucking media first. I don't think it's ever been done before. We get, the first time recorded human history, a sex phone line montage. But not just any sex phone line montage, because we're getting the sex phone line, and we're getting some smooth, bluesy-ass Steven Seagal level blues. We got it, Griff.
My Punani.
Griff. That would have been the perfect song to play, My Punani.
If only.
Got to play a little of this because we can't do it justice.
Oh, really? Yeah, I kind of figured you would be. Really? Where are you now? Oh. So am I. Oh, me too. Oh, yeah, that sounds great. Oh, I think I can handle that. Yeah. What do you think?
Always had a vision.
Tell me what
Having you here to myself.
like your
What I'm wearing. Oh, you like that, don't you?
I know that's just a vision.
Of course you love
'Cause you belong to someone
I like that too.
Does she love you like I do, baby? Does she held you with care?
You want to hear what I
So after our montage...
Can we just point it out?
Oh,
During
oh.
the montage, Garner and Mitch undo their pants and jerk each other off, but they say no homo when they do it.
Guys, you'll learn more about the no homo
Yeah.
code. It's a kids thing, I think, from the 90s. I lived through it. It's a code. And no homo.
Okay. So, yeah, Sax is gone. Everyone's not paying attention, so she's like, I can finally sneak into that office.
Pops into Ginty's office, a.k.a. Steven Sultry Sachs. What was his name?
Steven Scrotum Sax.
Scrotum Sachs. Not Sultry.
Nothing sultry about this.
Salty.
Oh, sultry.
Sultry Sachs.
And this is probably the most terrifying episode ever of Baywatch Nights. Because she's looking in, and all of a sudden, we see these jowls as they
Dude,
engulf her from
She's
behind.
backing up into a dark area, and I swear I started to see drips from the ceiling. I was like, oh my god, Zargtha? I know Zargtha is canon to the Baywatch Nights world. And then the jowls grab her by the jowls. Well, she doesn't have
he
any,
just
but...
engulfs her with his jowls and cut to the commercial. We had to take a break. I said, Griff, turn it off for a sec. I have to
we
compose
paused it.
myself.
We paused it. We went outside. We reflected. I said, Murray, what's your deepest fear? And we really got to understand each other while we stared into a fire.
Yeah.
And we came back, and now we're recording the second part here. So, of course,
Mitch and Garner.
Ryan shrieked out,
Yeah.
I need help! And Mitch and Garner
Come to the rescue. They just fucking blow the door off its hinges.
Yeah.
They run in.
They barely remember to put their dicks back in their pants.
They were stumbling because their pants were around their ankles. But they get inside the office, and it's just Ryan and Scrotum Sachs just talking, having a drinky poo.
That's right.
And then they start talking with Sachs because this is like the greatest red herring of all time. We learn that he might not be the murderer.
No,
Fran,
no, don't say that. Don't say that. Never say
Cicerelli,
that.
Fran O'Reilly.
You're fucking wrong.
I don't know. It's pretty convincing because they start talking, and he's like, "Yeah, that's Franny. She was going independence, and I wish her luck." You know this, and she's like, "This is a hard business."
It's sick business.
No, Ryan comes in. It's a sick business. And he's like, yeah. And let me educate you on something called the U.S. Constitution. The Supreme Court and the First Amendment lets anyone be as creepy as they want to be. This is before cancel culture, people.
It's before Twitter.
saying.
Yeah.
And he just goes, yeah, gotcha.
Right. And he even points out, that bitch Fran, she's taking tapes of everybody.
Nobody wants, you think you want your mom to hear you being the teenage nurse? No, they'll humiliate you.
Right. And that bitch Fran was taking tapes of everybody. Probably had tapes on this Eddie girl.
She got under a lot of people's skins.
So Mitch starts pushing in a little harder. He's like, let's drop the jowls here. Let's drop all the fucking jowls here. Tell me some fucking truth. Did you see the guy who punched in that door?
He's like, as a matter of fact, I did. It was some clown. No, he pointed that out. He was like, yeah, she pisses off people so much. There was a guy who actually punched the door down.
So none of our private investigators can question this guy to get information.
He's just spelling it out.
He just gives it to them.
Because he's so smug. So Ginty. Some clown trying to grow a beard. And then they're like, do we know anybody with an awful beard? We do, audience.
So we cut over. Ryan is back in their office.
This is what she does in every episode, I've noticed. She's always examining something on a microscope.
Every episode.
She's got that blood sample.
And she's like, I identified the blood type. Do you do that? But that way?
Yes. It literally says little
could
B's
just-
or little A's or little O's.
I was literally like, I slapped my forehead and I was like, what the fuck just happened? She said that, she looked down and went, that's type AB.
And then Garner stumbles in. He's like, what are you looking at, corned beef? What is that? You probably find more looking at corned beef than you would that.
She did have a fun. Murray, would you like to rate that sandwich? Do you even remember?
Don't even remember it, no.
So it's a 2.
Yeah. If it was a Reuben, it would get a 10.
The sliding scale is if you don't even remember the sandwich in the shot, it's a 2.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah.
And Garner's like, hey, what's going on with that blood sample? She's like, finally we get some fucking accuracy. She's like, well, I sent it off to DNA labs. That takes a couple months, which it would back
Thank
then.
you. Every single thing they do would take months in 96. They all get it expedited because they got their way.
That's what she tries to do. She's like, I'm calling my buddy Ray. I got him on the line. And he's like, they start talking about the phone sex again.
They're joking around, and she's, dismissed.
She's like,
her.
oh my God, yeah,
It's
it
embarrassing.
was so ridiculous what I did. Like, ooh, baby, I just want to eat you up with a spoon. And just, of course, Ray gets back on the line. And
Garner's egging her on. No,
Yeah.
you were really good. I thought you were really sexy. Like, go ahead and do me the breathing into my ear line, but also put in a little turkey, kablow. And so she goes, oh, babe, you won't believe what I'm wearing. And that's getting you see Garner's eyes roll over. He goes full Undertaker.
But as she's doing that, the person she's talking to on the line goes, what? And then she's like, no, I'm not talking about you. I don't want to blow in your ear.
But she gets her results.
She has a print that matches. They got a print off that little sliver. They got a fucking print.
Yeah,
off
that's
of
fucking
it.
stupid.
And a blood match.
How did he punch the door?
So they got the blood type and a match, apparently, and a fingerprint. All right, so Addie, we know, we still kind of think it was Steve's scrotum sacks.
We know it. No, we know.
We know.
We saw his jowls. There was
Ginty is
clearly,
charged.
when he said a guy trying to go a beer, we're like, okay, clearly it's you because you're trying to hide the jowls.
He's presumed Ginty.
Yeah.
Addie's just having a swim, trying to relax, cool off.
Living the best Hollywood life, by the way. They are babysitting a house with a great dog.
Great dog.
She's pushing it out of frame here because she wants all the attention. She's swimming laps in the pool. They got a bagel and fruit breakfast that counters what we saw in the Mitchell movie. Oh, God, what's his name? Oh, the Hong Kong movie.
Oh my God, Golden Needle.
Golden Needle.
Look for that, people.
Dude, the bagel spread they had
If you're
with the
new to
fruit?
this show, you're being gifted so many great episodes to look into. We've called back at least a dozen episodes.
Yeah, we've been contacted by, some of the the selling markets and everything because they're like, your Tippy-Taps are so full of advertisements for your own show.
Well, yeah,
Infomercials.
we're our biggest fans. So fucking Darren's working on a fucking carburetor on the thing, and he's stroking this really shitty looking goatee I never really noticed before because it was the 90s. Goatees were a thing.
God damn it.
And he starts telling Addie, shut your whore mouth. You're going to start becoming an actress again. I need more parts for my dirt bike.
It doesn't matter how fucking poor we are. You will never whore your voice out to anybody except my wiener. You hum into that dick every night, but nothing else.
Just as he's about to slap her, Mitch and Ryan show up. And
I don't think so. No one's humming into that wiener.
they start pressuring our boy Darren. Darren starts walking away. He's like, I will not engage with you people. I have things to do.
Right.
Like, well, we have some evidence that you might like to look into. You ever heard of blood serum, blood plasma?
Blood plasma?
She's got a little vial, and Addie's like, no, I don't. What is?
I'm
Is
very
that what's
interested.
inside of us? I
Yeah.
thought it was, like fucking Slurpee.
It's very interesting, all this, how it all came together. And there's only one person, and a person with a weird half-growing, he's not growing a beard.
But that's the one thing that humanized Ginty, that he was disgusted by goatees.
Yes, that really was the one thing I can connect with Robert Ginty on.
That's the one way they made him, like, maybe he is innocent.
Yeah. I'm
know.
still, no,
I believe, even though Darren did it, I believe Ginty was involved.
Ginty paid him.
Yeah.
Because he ate a friend, too.
So Darren starts flipping as a guy in a goatee would do, and then Mitch slips up behind him, throws him in a full Nelson, and they go, because they mentioned that there was some blood that matched the blood on this door.
Yep.
We found on that ring that Fran was wearing.
Right.
And then they go, where would that blood come from? I don't know, maybe a scratch on the scalp. And then they push his head down, and we see
That guy was that was a fresh wound.
Yeah, he just got in a match with John Moxley. That's how fucking fresh it was.
Yeah, he got DDT'd on some half-cut cans and everything. It was dope. Don't worry about it.
And then Darren gets the best of Mitch, pushes him off on a bench, and takes off, jumps on his dirt bike, and takes off.
I did it for you, Abby.
I did it because I love you, bitch.
Fran had tapes on you.
All right, this is where we get the worst.
This is bad. Mitch radios down to Garner.
They knew this was going to happen, apparently.
Right, of course. He had a mobike. Mobike? Dirt bike.
Dirt bike. No, Mitch. Well, this is the thing. Darren has a dirt bike, which is an all-terrain vehicle, which fits because we're on dirt roads. Fucking Garner had a Harley.
Yes.
All right, you're not supposed to be driving on these fucking shitty ass
Not
roads.
equipped for it. Doesn't have the
Not
shocks.
equipped. Does not have the shocks. And so, okay, Darren needs to get away, right? No, Darren needs to like clown these guys and just jump over them repeatedly.
Constantly. That's the bit we're going to watch for 8 minutes. This is a 42-minute episode. 8 minutes of it is this guy.
For some reason, they had this episode ends very abruptly. For some reason, they had to squeeze this in. We didn't get an epilogue in this episode.
Really fucking padding the shit out. So finally, he gets clowned. Garner gets clowned completely out of the game.
Yeah, because Darren grabs a nightstick off of Garner's fucking bike.
Yes.
And throws it in the spokes.
He spoke to him like little kids do on bikes.
So Garner goes flying, but Mitch, he's in his Ferrari, so he's chasing him now.
Yeah.
It's like in the beginning of Commando, they had that road where it's just going back and forth, like
Right.
winding down a hill.
It's the same hell going down, but it winds constantly. So they're going down. One's going in front. The other's going in front. Eventually, Mitch goes way off in front, turns it around at a bend.
It blocks the road with
We
his
can't
car.
see like what's happening in this shot. Mitch is standing. You think it's just a straight shot. And Mitch gets out, and then he puts his hand out. Stop, Darren. Stop.
Somehow Darren pushes turbo boost because there's no jump. He just leaps over Mitch and his car. And this was pretty good.
I like this.
It's a cliff face. So we get the classic. We don't see these anymore, and I miss them. We get the classic dummy. So a bike goes over the edge with a dummy on it. The dummy goes flying. Boom, crashes. Mitch just looks down. No! Cut the credits.
That's it. That's it. We padded 8 minutes of this episode. They resulted it with he falls over and dies.
Yeah. So we don't know what's going to happen to Addie. Is she distraught that her boyfriend killed himself, basically?
Well, maybe she saw a guy without a goatee and was like, you know what? I'm ready to move on.
Okay.
He was horrible.
That he was.
Yeah. So, hey, you know what? You weren't going to get a tippy-tap, and bam, there you go. Easter Sunday, our tippy-tap
You're-
rises from the ashes.
You're welcome. And not only that, after Griff sees us out, we're going to leave you with the closing song, In the Night, sung by Dave. We had the great opening and we had the great closer, and I was like, we got to use them both because I can't choose.
Yeah, no, there was so much good music happening in this first season. So we'll go ahead, we'll leave you. And I know I'm listening, but you're listening.
And the